I'd like to call to order the Butte-Silver Council of Commissioners Committee of the Whole meeting for Wednesday, August 24th. Can we have roll call, please?
10 present, 1 absent, 1 presiding.
Please let the record show that Commissioner Shaw is excused. Now I would ask for Commissioner Sorge for the prayer and the pledge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, fellow commissioners. Almighty God, we implore you, look upon us and guide us this night as we make decisions which will greatly affect our community of Butte-Silver. Direct our thoughts, words, and deeds so that we please you and best serve our fellow citizens.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner Sorge. I'll ask for public comment on any item on the agenda. All right, seeing none. Report of the chair. I just want to remind the commissioners that we have a special meeting to pass the school levy and other district resolutions at 5:30 in council chambers on August 29th, Monday. And we'll move into section 1, bid openings, public hearing and/or presentations. We did have one bid opening, communication number 2022-391, Mark Neary, Public Works Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening on August 24th, 2022 for the 2022, for the Public Works Department Sidewalk Program. Director Neary.
Thank you, Chairman Frederickson and Commissioners. We didn't receive any bids for this project. Sorry to hear. Maybe I just think it's timing. Everybody's busy right now. We did have a few inquiries and asking some questions, but we were hoping that we get some bids, but we didn't receive a single bid.
Okay.
We might try again for it this fall, but we might just be better off to wait till bid it in the spring.
Okay. That sounds good. Any questions from the commissioners? All right. We'll move into section 2, communications. 1, communication number 2022-365, Jeff Riggs, Thornton Group member, requesting Council of Commissioners to authorization to purchase the parking lot property owned by the city county on East Court Street for the listed DOR value of $41,306. We understand a small part of this parking lot is on a property owned by Western Montana Mental Health, and that the sale would be contingent upon a separate agreement with them. I think we're just going to hold that until next meeting, I guess. 2, communication number 2022-382, Dylan Pippenich, BSB Planning Director, requesting Council Commissioners concurrence to schedule a public hearing on August 17th, 2022 for the amended plat of Lot 3, Davis and Ruth 2 minor subdivision. Commissioner Anderson.
We had this last week, so at this time I'd make a motion to place on file communication 2022-382.
We have a motion and a second. Anything on the motion? Can commissioners please vote? Clerk, can you read the vote?
11 yea, 0 nay.
11 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. 3, communication number 2022-387, John Sullivan, Government Buildings Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to allow the request for proposals be opened at the council's regular meeting on August 17th, 2022 regarding the Mother Lode Theater fire suppression system. We had this bid opening last week, and if I remember right, we're going to hold this. County Attorney Joyce.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. John Sullivan has requested that even though last week he didn't think there was a bid bond, he found later that he didn't require a bid bond for this fire suppression, and so he wants to have that bid opening at Monday's special meeting, so I'd ask that you hold it.
Okay, so we'll hold that till next Monday. 4, communication number 2022-388, John Sullivan, Government Buildings Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to allow the request for proposals be opened at the council's regular meeting on August 17th, 2022, regarding the Mother Lode Theater Annunciation System.
We didn't
We didn't get any bids, so that was the one we didn't get any bids on. So we will
place on
place
file.
that on file. So Commissioner Anderson.
At this time, I'd make a motion to place communication 2022-388 on file.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anything on the question? Can commissioners please vote? Clerk, can you record the vote?
11 yea, 0 nay.
11 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. 5, communication number 2022-391, Mark Neary, Public Works Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening on August 24th, 2022 for the 2022 for the Public Works Department Sidewalk Program. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you very much, Chairman. At this time, I would make a motion to place communication 2022-391 on file.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anything on the question? Can commissioners please vote? Can the clerk record the vote?
11 yea, 0 nay.
11 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. All right. 6, communication number 2022-392, Mark Neary, Public Works Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a public hearing on August 17th, 2022, regular meeting for sole sourcing the Rocker water meters through Northwest Pipe. A resolution will be introduced on September 7th, 2022. As you know, we had this last week. So, Commissioner Anderson.
At this time, I'd like to place communication 2022-392 on file.
We have a motion and a second. Can commissioners, is there anything on the question? Can commissioners please vote? Commissioner O'Neill.
Come on, Slacker.
Would clerk please record the vote?
11 yea, 0 nay.
11 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. 7, communication number 2022-429, R.A. Everest, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, requesting Council of Commissioners abolish the minor subdivision and return the ground to agricultural status. We have owned the land in the county since 2009 and originally purchased 3 lots from the Meriwether Ranch developed 2022-429 attachments. Yeah, we held this last week, and can we have Director Pippenich come up to speak to this? If he doesn't mind.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. So when this showed up on the agenda last week, we looked into it, and what he's asking, it seems to be, is 2 parts. 1, that the subdivision be abolished, and 2, that the land be returned to agricultural status. To address number 1, there really isn't a legal mechanism to abolish a subdivision. It's something that had happened, and there's now actually 3 separate owners that are remaining in this subdivision. So this subdivision, you may remember, we had an attorney visit us a few months ago where they were amending their bylaws. Half of this subdivision is in Silverbow County, half of it is in Beaverhead County, and they had a provision in their covenants that any changes to covenants have to be approved by both governing bodies of those counties. So this is the same subdivision in the same area. What is left in Silver Bow County is there was several parcels that were, I think there were 1 acre or smaller parcels that were for residential development. Those have been aggregated or combined into a larger parcel that is owned by this Evers Trust. There's another larger parcel that's owned by Travis Carpenter, and then there's a small residential parcel that's owned by an LLC. I think it's some fishing something. But there are still 3 landowners in this subdivision that was created. Those lot lines were created by that subdivision or boundary relocations resulting from that subdivision. There isn't a provision in state law to abolish a subdivision. You can combine lots, you can change boundaries, but you can't just pretend a subdivision didn't exist. So from my determination, that isn't possible to do. The second, from an agricultural standpoint, I believe what he's referring to is probably the Department of Revenue's, how they assess the taxes on that property, which has nothing to do with us. And I've reached out, I emailed Mr. Evers this morning and kind of let him know that the appropriate path for that would be the Department of Revenue and not necessarily the council here. So yeah, I don't know that what he's asking is possible, if that makes any sense. So.
Do we have any questions for Director Pippenich? Is there anything that the county attorney would like to weigh in on? Oh, sorry. Oh, Commissioner Fisher. I apologize. I didn't see you.
Thank you, Chairman Frederickson. So, Dylan, I guess in our position would be to either hold this or place on file. What would your recommendation be?
Thank you, Chairman Frederickson.
Yeah, Director Pippenich.
Commissioner Fisher, I don't know that there's anything that you can do for it, so I don't know what holding it would accomplish.
Okay. Follow up, Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you, Chairman Frederickson. The only reason I thought that, Dylan, was with you sending an email to him today, would you rather have a response before we noted and filed it?
Yeah, Director Pippenich, you've been in communication before this email also.
Mr. Chairman,
Director,
Commissioner
just to
Fisher,
clarify.
so around the same time that attorney came to visit us, I've spoken with Mr. Everest twice and had kind of informed him that this was the kind of the stance of the planning department and how things would have to work. So I was a little bit surprised when I saw this on council's agenda. I thought that we'd cleared it up, but I reached out today to try to clarify those misunderstandings. So my position would be that if he would like some type of action, it would have to be something different. He could submit a new communication.
Okay. Any other questions? Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I guess I'll throw in my 2 cents on here. Mr. Everest was here at last week's meeting to speak on this. He didn't really understand the rules or anything. He did come up after the meeting and talk to a few of us. I know that Commissioner Shea was nice enough to send him forward some information. I know that other bodies in the government have been in contact with him. That being said, what I'd like to do, and I'll make a motion to do this, is just to hold this for a couple of weeks, and then we can place it on file at the next time. So if he does want to have an opportunity to speak on this, he would have that venue. But as it was said, there's nothing we can really do on it. So carrying it over for a couple of weeks gives him an opportunity to speak on it like he wanted to. And then we can just inform him at that time our hands are tied. We can place it on file at that time, and he can pursue other legal options if he wants to contact the state with the Department of Revenue. I believe most of this is just a zoning matter to try to lower his taxes from a home situation to an agricultural situation. The taxes is vastly different, so I'm sure that's what he's looking at. That being said, I'd make a motion just to hold this.
So I don't believe we
You don't really need
a
one.
motion to hold it, so we'll, yeah, Commissioner Fisher, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Frederickson. I guess a question for the county attorney is, anytime a legal expert of some kind or another shows up at the council, as you know, none of us are legal experts sitting on this side of the table, so I see no reason why we should hold it unless there's a legal reason that we could somewhere, kill this but he could always put in another communication, so I'm not sure that we want to hold it. If Dylan's given a pretty good representation, county attorney seems to be comfortable with it, so unless County Attorney Joyce has any input, I think it'd be best to just note this and place on file, so I'd make a substitute motion to note and place on file.
Well, it's not just a substitute motion. It's just the first motion, Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you.
Yep. So we have motion on the floor and a second. Anything on the question? All right, so just so we understand, where the motion is it to deny it and place on file? Note and place on file? Okay. So we have a motion to note and place on file communication number 2022-429. Would commissioners please vote? Can clerk record the vote?
9 yea, 2 nay.
9 yea, 2 nay, motion passes. 8, communication number 2022-434, Angie Mullican, Public Works Budget and Grant Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a public hearing on September 14th, 2022, Committee of the Whole meeting for the purpose of soliciting public comment on proposed amendments to Title 13, Chapter 4 and 8, wastewater treatment systems. We will hold this for the Committee of the Whole meeting on the 14th. Now, is there any public comment on any matter not on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you.
Yeah. I was trying to draw it out a little.